Well, good afternoon, everyone. Or if you're in the West Coast, you may be in the morning hours, or if you're in Europe, you may be joining us in the evening. But whatever time you are joining us is perfectly fine, because what we're going to be telling you about is a worldwide opportunity. Now, the person that invited you to the call probably told you something like, we've got this incredible technology that has to do with stem cell technology. We've got this opportunity that is going to bless a lot of people financially. I'm not sure what they told you, but I will tell you this: by the time we get off this call, you are going to be so excited about the information that you're going to hear. Let me introduce myself, by the way. My name is Verdita Monk. I live in the Atlanta, Georgia area with my husband, Harvey, and we are leaders in a company called LifeWave. Now, listen, LifeWave is an incredible company, but before I get into that, I want to tell you about that technology that, I mentioned a few minutes ago. See, we're talking about a technology that's about the size of a quarter and it's thin like a Band-Aid. And if you look very closely, you'll see that there are nanocrystals. You can't even see them. They're so tiny in the very middle of this patch. Now, why is that patch? Why are we talking about this patch? So in case you are not aware of something that doctors are recommending, it's very popular now, called stem cell injections. Why do people utilize stem cell injections? It's because many times, whatever condition they're going through, whatever crisis situation their body is going through, doctors are not able to help them anymore. Let me give you an example. A young man who is was autistic for 3 years. He's 7 now, but when he was 4, he was diagnosed as being autistic. Now, that's something that you got to deal with, and in his case, his parents were taking him to Arizona every month and spending about $5,000 for treatment. Stem cell injections, that's what they cost, anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000 per injection. And they were helping a little bit, but not enough, because this had been going on for 3 years. Well, his parents heard about this stem cell patch, and they started allowing him to wear this patch. And within 3 days, his teachers started calling the parents and saying, "What is going on with Cooper? He's doing this and he's doing it. He's just so much better." In other words, the patch, this tiny little patch, was doing way more than what the injections. They were spending flight, airfare, all this, going to Arizona every single month. That's what I mean when I say doctors are not able to help you anymore. They've exhausted all of their resources and all of their efforts. That's why so many people turn to stem cell injections. But let me tell you a little bit about stem cell injections. Mute everybody, please. One second. I have a person that is not muted. I've got to mute that person. Sorry about that.
Through the South, about 2,000 flights have been canceled, most in the Houston area.
Okay, please, everybody, make sure your cameras are off and your sound is muted. Thank you, because this call is being recorded. But anyway, as I was saying, the stem cell injections, what is the cause? What are these, the things that are that people don't like about it? First of all, I just shared with you, it's expensive. Secondly, it's localized, meaning if you got an issue in your heart, let's say you got some kind of issue going on in your heart, but yet you also have an issue in your knee, and you get the injection in your knee, it's not going to help the heart. That's what I mean by localized. It will only help the knee. So that's what localized. Also, it's not covered by insurance. And that's very significant, because we're talking about thousands of dollars. There is no guarantee with injections. Whereas with this patch, number one, it's very affordable, as you will find out very shortly. It is systematic, meaning it is not localized. It is going to affect every part of your body. And we will give you some examples of that shortly. In addition to that, it's not covered by insurance. Why? Because it's not a drug. I'll tell you more about that as well. It's not a drug, so there's nothing to be approved by the FDA. But what I'm going to do right now is get into, so this is why people would be willing to use the technology that I'm talking about, which is the X39 stem cell reactivation patch. Now let me get my slide together. So once you get patched with this technology, your body is going to begin to, you're going to notice that what's going to happen immediately is the copper peptides in your body are going to be elevated. That's going to turn around and reactivate dormant stem cells. That's the reason certain people are having these issues, because the stem cells that are supposed to work on your body to heal itself are not working anymore. Sometimes it has to do with, most of the time, it has to do with age, and then your body is going to be regenerated. But before I really get into the technology, let me give you a little bit of credibility about how all this happened. How did this patch come about? But and this particular gentleman that you're looking at by the name of David Schmidt is our CEO and inventor. This man is a living genius. He has well over 130 patents. And back in 2008, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. But prior to that, he was developing all these other patches, as you can see, with 130 patches. Started out with doctors and prestigious universities that were using these patches, even on Olympic champion women's swim teams at Stanford University. The reason they were able to wear these patches during competition, during the Olympics, is because it did not interfere with their performance. You see, if you are an athlete, an elite athlete, and when you're competing, you're not able to use anything to enhance your performance. But because this patch does not have anything in it, and once again, I'll tell you more about that in a moment, you don't have to worry about that. And therefore, they allowed them to wear those patches, and they won the championships. You see, they won the Olympic gold medal. Okay, now, so it took him 10 years to develop this patch and over $4.5 million. But this thing is patented, you guys. No one has this patch except for LifeWave. Anytime you have something patented, it simply means it's been proven that no one else can use this, and no one else can use this or market this technology except for through LifeWave. Now, it pretty much says right here in the patent that this patch is elevating copper peptides in our bodies, including the activation of stem cells, improvement of energy, on and on and on. So this is an incredible thing. Why is that so significant right there about reactivating dormant stem cells? Because scientists said nobody could do it. No, they said nobody could ever come up with a device or a way to reactivate the dormant stem cells in our body. You see, by the time we're age 30, half of our stem cells are dormant. Okay. And by the time we're 60, 90% of them are dormant. And that's why we started experiencing those symptoms of aging, and our body is healing slower. And so this is why we need the patch. And this is why people are getting sicker and sicker as they get older. But how does this patch work? First of all, I already told you there's nanocrystals in the middle. They're formulated in an FDA registered lab. What happens, there's something called phototherapy. This is a proprietary form of phototherapy. And when you put this patch on your body, you peel the paper off just like you would a Band-Aid. You put it anywhere on your body. I have mine on the back of my neck today. You can put it anywhere you want. And what happens, the heat and light of your body, because we are light beings, reflects off of this technology, this patch, and reflects it and elevates those copper peptides, which in turn reactivate the dormant stem cells. But guess what? It's non-transdermal. Nothing is penetrating into your body. No drugs, no chemicals or stimulants or anything is in this patch. And this is why we have so many physicians that are embracing this technology and literally marketing this to their patients. This is something they're allowed to do. It is non-invasive, so it's not going to interfere with any medication you're taking. And so once I want to make sure people understand that we're not saying these products are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical conditions. What this patch is doing is rebooting your body and activating those dormant stem cells. Now, you can see a list of different benefits on this page right here. I won't go over them for the sake of time, but no, there's probably 1,000 things that people have experienced. But I will tell you what happened with me and my husband. One of the things on this page is talk about improvement of sleep. When we first heard about this patch, we felt that based on information we'd heard similar to what you're hearing on the call today, we felt, okay, we're healthy people. We don't need this patch. But we decided to try it anyway. And when we did, the first thing I noticed was the next morning when I woke up, I had slept all night. Why is that significant? My husband used to snore so bad that it was terrible. It was a chronic type of snore. He would choke and cough all night as well because he also had acid reflux. So can you imagine this was going on for 10 years and with this loud snoring? I couldn't even sleep. But the very next morning, I noticed he had not snored. And then it happened again the next night. And the next night, and he has not snored in the last 2 years, you guys. That is really life-changing. Can you imagine not being able to get some sleep because the person in the room with you is snoring so loud? It was very annoying. There are many other things that we benefited, but that's the first thing that happened to us. And I will let you know, people with all kinds of skin conditions like vitiligo, which there's no cure for it. That's when you have the discoloration of the skin, all that kind of stuff. Those are conditions that people are recovering from, and there's not even a cure, but yet this patch has restored them back to the normal condition. You're looking at something called a topography map, and the reason I want you to see this is because one of the things that happens when you wear this patch, it balances the issues in the brain. And here, this is a picture, a diagram of a lady that's 77 years old, and she had inflammation in her brain. When you got inflammation in your brain, all kinds of things, I'll tell you about that later, but all kinds of things are going on in your brain. She had a lot of inflammation. That's why it's red here. They put this X39 patch on, and 3 weeks later, they looked at her brain again, and there was no inflammation because it's all blue. But by the time 6 weeks come around, she had a complete turnaround. See, her brain was inflamed, and she was not calm at all, and just everything turned normal after just 6 weeks. You guys, that's an example of what I mean. You see, when they did the case studies, I told you there were 80 case studies. Here's the things they noticed in the case studies. The first thing they noticed, over 4,000 genes begin to reset. That's really significant because most of the time you can only reset 2 genes at a time. So for 4,000 genes to be reset in just a few days, that is impactful. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. Remember the example I just gave you? Do you know anyone that has PTSD? Do you know anyone that's autistic, like the little boy I talked about earlier? Do you know anybody that has Alzheimer's or dementia? All of those conditions are symptoms of someone who has an unbalanced brain. We know many people like that. We've got to take care of that, you guys. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. The collagen is what holds your bones, your joints, everything. It plumps up your skin. All of this, it makes your hair grow, your nails grow. Collagen is decreased as you get older. So when it starts increasing, this is significant. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. I'm going to give you a couple of examples what I mean by that, because I have a friend who was diabetic. Now, with him being diabetic for all those years, his glucose numbers were really, really high. So the doctors were prescribing him 5 insulin shots per day. After just, he was I think 4 years ago, I need to back up. 4 years ago, he was diagnosed. He had a stroke, and so in the hospital they put a pacemaker and a defibrillator in his heart and would not let him leave the hospital without doing that. Well, that just gave him a chance of his heart operating at 40%. But what happened, 2 years later, his friend introduced the patch to him. And within 3 days, those glucose numbers were normal. And he was only maybe giving himself 1 insulin shot, half in the morning and half at night, just to keep himself, I don't know, just making himself to be careful, I guess. And then 6 weeks after this, it was time for him to see the cardiologist. When he saw the cardiologist, now, people don't normally have to see a cardiologist every 6 weeks, but in his case, he did, because he was a bad case, you guys. And when he went back 6 weeks later, the cardiologist came out, normally it's the nurse, and said, "Mr. Payton, what are you doing?" And he says, "Well, what do you mean, what am I doing?" He says, "Well, your heart is operating on its own. That is never heard of." And he couldn't believe it, and the doctor couldn't believe it either. But guess what I found out? That was about a year and a half ago when the doctor said that to him. But what I just found out yesterday, they're telling him his heart is operating at 89%. The most they said they could ever get it to would be 40%. So for it to be 89%, do you see what we mean? The heart reverses in age. For every 6 months that you wear this patch, your heart is going to reverse by 8 years. So is your liver. So is your kidney. So is your lungs. Every cell in your body is getting younger, you guys. We're going to be getting younger and younger. That right there is enough for you to be shouting about, for somebody to invite you to this call, just knowing that you're going to live longer and look younger and be healthier. Now, let me tell you how to wear this patch. It's so simple. I kind of told you. You can put it anywhere. But the thing is, you want to wear it 12 hours on and 12 hours off. If you wake up in the morning and brush your teeth at 8 o'clock, put it on at 8 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock at night, take it off. Throw it away. Why? You're going to get 30 of these patches in this package right here. But this also comes in this beautiful packaging as well. So, you know, you got 2 envelopes there, but you're going to get 30 patches. Once you take that off and throw it away, the next day, put a new patch on. You got to drink plenty of water. That's the only thing. That's not really hard to do. Drink plenty of water, because now we're talking about energy flowing through your body. We're talking about your body detoxing and pushing those toxins out. So this is a phenomenal process. And the reason you see these 2 places on these diagrams was because when they did those 80 case studies, half of the people wore the patch below the belly button and the other half wore it above, behind the neck, just for consistency, so they have a way to measure them. But you could really wear it anywhere, because remember I told you it's systematic. It's just going through your body. Now, I want to let you know, I'm going to tell you a few testimonies real quick, because this is the testimonies really explain it better than the way I'm explaining it. And I will give you an example. I told you about the little boy that was autistic. I told you about the Jeffrey with the Peyton with the pacemaker. But let me tell you about a lady. You're talking about pain. I have a lady that has been okay, if everybody please turn their cameras off, I appreciate it. Thank you. So she had a migraine headache for 25 years. And after, you know, and also it was like 5 days a week, you guys. So one day, one of her church members called her and asked her, could I come by and try this patch on you? It's helping people with pain. So she did. And when she got to her house, she put the patch on her neck. She said she had pain going all down her head, or all down her left side. In 2 seconds, she said the pain went away, you guys. That is incredible. Do you see why we don't have time to think about this? We don't have time to waste. We've got to make sure that everybody we know knows about this patch. So I just wanted to kind of give you some ideas of what the patch is doing for people. But a lot of people are getting out of pain, all kinds of conditions that you cannot even imagine, heart conditions, whatsoever, or whatever. But let me get back to my PowerPoint. Okay, I don't know why it won't move. Now, you can go to this website called thisisinfo.com, and you will see under the menu tab all kinds of testimonies. I just gave you a few. So you can just go to thisisinfo.com, click on testimonies, and that will help you understand all the different things this patch has done for people. These are live testimonies, recorded testimonies. And let me give you a little bit of credibility about our company. I want you to understand how sophisticated this technology is, and how sophisticated our company is, how successful our company is. Lifeway started about 20 years ago. And for a long time, it was averaging about 20 million a year. And then in 2021, the company, I think it was, let's see, went from 20 to 21. Okay, 320 million in 2022 is when it got to 320 million. But in 2023, it got to 430 million. In 2024, we ended at 640 million, but we're expected to exceed $1 billion this year, you guys. We're in over 75 countries. So no matter where you are, more than likely you have access to getting some of these patches. So this is not a Me Too product. Well, when I say Me Too, what I mean is if you wanted to get something for your hair, a shampoo or something, well, you can get it at Walmart. You can get it at the drugstore. You can get it anywhere. If you needed some weight loss product, you got all kinds of, juices and all kinds of things anywhere you go. But you cannot, based on this technology, the patent that I told you, you cannot get this anywhere else. So just make that clear. This screams opportunity to have exclusive rights to a phenomenal product like this. This right here, this page is a page that reflects a website that monitors home-based businesses like ours, and it's showing that our company is the fastest growing company in the world. Momentum ranked 1. You go to businessforhome. You will see that we're number 1, and that means we're growing extremely fast, as you can see by this chart. So I want to ask you, what's important in your life? We just talked about, health freedom, but I want to also talk about financial freedom, and that's one of the reasons that you were brought to this call, because you may have been told that we've got something that is going to help you address all the issues that's going on today with our government. We don't know what's getting ready to happen. Many people are in a situation where they're trying to retire, but just like my husband and I, that's one of the reasons that we really wanted to do this business, because we are self-employed and we did not want to retire and not have to rely on Social Security. We wanted a residual income stream, meaning that money is going to keep coming every single month, after you start it. And we also like to travel. We're going to talk about all these things, you guys. So let me tell you, the first thing that we're going to do is this. We've got several ways that we get paid. Now, I want you to know this is optional. This is not required that you have to do this. You may just be the person that says, you know what, I just got to get my hand on some of those patches as quickly as I can. But you might be the person that says, I need to make some money. Let me show you how easy it is. Do you know anybody that has high blood pressure, diabetes, anything like that, and they are struggling with it? Or it could be your family member, somebody that you know. You're going to build, in our compensation plan, we get paid 4 different ways. But this way right here, which is called the binary, that simply means you're going to be building a left team and you're going to be building a right team. And some of those people that follow your left team are people you know, but most of the people you are not going to even know who these people are. They're going to start falling under you. And I'm going to really elaborate on this system in just a few minutes. But in this system alone, you can earn $25,000 per week, okay? Once again, trust me, I'm gonna break this down because I want you to get it. As you can see, based on certain things, ranks that you've hit, I'm gonna show you how to get to all of this really quickly. And if you get to the top position in our company, you can earn up to $25,000 a week. But the reason you wanna be that manager that I showed you, 4 people you know, why? Because when you become manager, you get to take advantage of the second way you get paid, which is called the matching bonus. Now, the matching bonus works like this. Let's say if you told me about this and I said, oh, I need to get some of those patches, I need to get signed up, I would be your first on what we call your first level, because you personally referred me to this business. Every single time I earn money in that binary that I just told you about, and remember, you can earn up to $25,000 a week, you get to get 25% of what I earn, okay? And then the people that I share it with fall on your second level, and you get to earn 20% of what they earn. And then the people that those people refer fall on your third level, you get 20% of what they earn. But hold on, because I want you to see the numbers here. I'm just showing you how we get paid. I'm going to show you what you're going to get paid in a moment. You might not be able to go to sleep tonight once you see that. But listen, I want you to know that the person who invited you to this call may have, if they not, they should send you one of these applications. And there's a reason why you want this application. Number one, they want to know what package you want, what type of, what size package, how many of these 30-day supplies. There may be 5 people in your family, I don't know, or different reasons that people get different packages, but I'll elaborate on that in a moment. But they need your name and how you're going to pay for it, because all of this is going to give you how you're going to pay for it. You're going to get a free website, all of this. So they need to capture that information. Now, let me elaborate a little bit on the packages. First of all, you can become a customer. I will say that. If you said, I just want to try some of those patches, we have regular customers that we call retail customers, and we have preferred customers. Retail customers is a person that just want to maybe try to patch one time. They don't mind paying a full price, which is $150 for a 30-day supply. That is a steal. Remember, I told you how expensive stem cell injections are, but I've also told you the testimonies that people have experienced with this one patch. That's about $3 a day, you guys. $5 a day if you buy retail. If you become a preferred customer, you get it, you get to get it at wholesale price like we do. So you'd pay $100 for a 30-day supply, okay? And you just have to let the person who invited you to this call know what you want. But if you understand what we're talking about economic empowerment here. We're talking about health freedom and financial freedom. You need to get one of these packages. Why? Because number one, you're going to get them at wholesale. So in other words, the first package, which is called the core, gives you 3 of these sleeves, and you're going to get them for about $100 each. This is what I also want you to notice. There's 180 points attached to this package. Please take notes, because this is going to be really important in a moment, and you're going to wish you had taken these notes. You get 180 points for the core package. The next package, which is called the advanced, $535, you get 6 sleeves. You're already saving $65 on the wholesale price when you get that one. The reason you may want to consider this package is because, once again, if it's more than one person, you and a spouse, and you want to have plenty to use, but also you may want to share this with other people, your aunt, your uncle. You may want them to experience what you're experiencing with these patches. But not only that, this package is going to position you to be the manager. Remember, you can't get matching bonuses without being a manager. So for some reason, you cannot afford to do the advanced package right now. You can come in with a core and upgrade to the advanced. The top package, which is called premium, will cost you $1,750. We have many people that purchase that. My husband and I purchased that. Almost many of my team members all purchase this. Why? Because you're really saving there. You're paying $87.50 a sleeve, but you got plenty of inventory. If you are a chiropractor, you might want to have some of these on hand. Remember, I told you many doctors are utilizing these patches, and they're recommending them to their patients, so that person can walk out of the chiropractor's office and have a 30-day supply with them right then and there. Do you know how quickly those chiropractors are running out of these packages every day? I got a chiropractor on my team. Every time I turn, she's ordering 10 or 20 sleeves at a time. So this is the kind of package you may want if you're the serious entrepreneur. My husband and I did this because we wanted to bless so many people that we knew by giving them some samples so they could try. Now, that's good and fine, but that just to let you know, that's the packaging. Those are the benefits. Now, one of the things that's important, if you want to earn money, you must remain active. How do you remain active? You buy 1 sleeve a month. Okay, that's one way. If you purchase 1 sleeve a month, that's the 30-day supply I'm talking about, you're going to pay $99, but you're also going to get 77 points. This will allow you to earn $100 a week or $400 a month in the binary, okay? Now, if you do 2 sleeves or more, you get to, not only do you get 154 points, you get to keep all your points, you get to maximize the comp plan. And that's enough for 2 people. Or if you're single, that's enough for you and enough to continue to share. But listen, it is very important to be active, because if you don't, all these points I keep telling you about, there's 300 points on the advanced, 745 points on the premium. Those points are going to flush if you're not active. So that's very important to know. Now, I want to let you know, remember you saw travel on there? We have a trip coming up, and many of us are qualifying for this trip as we speak. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, but I do want you to know, by the time you get off this call, you're going to know every single thing you need to know to make hundreds of thousands of dollars per week. Okay. And you're going to know how to get on this trip this year. Okay. So listen, I'm going to stop this one because I want to pull up another screen, because I got to get into one of the reasons you were invited here today. You see, what we're trying to do, you saw the compensation plan. You saw the compensation plan. But what I'm trying to do now is show you how we are going to accelerate it. We've got several people on this call who want to get to this money, because when I show this money, it's going to blow you away. But they want to get to this money really fast. So several people, what we're calling, they're pre-launching their business. Pre-launching. What are we doing when we say pre-launch? They are going to officially launch January 31st. That's 10 days from now. But right now, we don't want to slow this process down at all. If you said, I want my patches right now, we can get you the patches. If you said, I want to position myself in that binary, listen, you guys, there are thousands of people that will eventually start falling under you in the binary. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Look at this. What we are going to show you how to do. And like I said, these could all be people who say, look, I just got to get in that binary as fast as I can. And guess what? It's only going to cost you $25 to do that. With that $25, it's going to allow you to have a website. It's going to allow you to be able to look in that website and see everything that's happening. But this is what is going to happen. When we get you in the system for $25, if that's what you choose, you might decide, I want to get my package right now. But anytime between now and January 31st, you want to not only have done the $25, you want to activate that one by purchasing one of the packages that I told you about. So in the meantime, in the next 3 days, I want you to go and find 6 people who want to make the kind of money we're about to talk about. Okay, look, we're going to show you the money in a moment. You get you 6 people that are willing to position themselves with a $25 membership. Okay, that membership is going to be erased once you get the package. This is not money coming out of your pocket. This is just to hold your spot. And then when these numbers right here reflect that monthly volume that I remember, those points I told you, each one of the sleeves is worth 77 points. If each of these 6 people get 2 of those sleeves, that's going to equal 924 points. But this is what's going to happen. This is all I want you to focus on right now. I want you to get your 6 people within 3 days. Anybody will position themselves for $25. We want to help those 6 people that you brought on. They're going to go and get their 6. That's 36 more people. Those 36 more people in the next 3 days is going to be 216 people on that 3rd level. And now these points right here are based on auto ship or monthly subscription. That means you're getting those 2 sleeves a month. But this first month, you guys, this first 10 days, there's going to end up being 77,400 points. You see, if you add these up, that's less than 40. But we're getting a minimum. Let me see if I can find the package. Gosh. Remember the packages that I had that I told you about? Let me get back to it. I'm going to show you the packages that I was telling you about because I told you to take notes, but then you see why you need to take notes. Come on down here to. Okay, remember this package right here, which is the core package. It's $295, you get 180 points. But in order, remember, to get to the matching bonuses, you're going to see in a moment why you want the matching bonuses, okay? You need to get the advanced package. That's $535, and you get 300 points. So now let's get back to the other slide. Now you see why I'm saying if you take those 300 points, and there's about 258 people. If you look at the 6, the 36 and 26, that's about 258 people, I think. If you multiply 258 by 300 points, you're going to get 77,400 points. Now, let me just tell you what this is going to look like. You're going to make a little bit more than what they're showing you. See this number on to the right? If you add the 2,500 to 400 and 1,000, that's about $3,000. But it's a little bit dynamics in this binary, so I can't give you exactly the amount of money you're going to make, but trust me, it's going to be into the thousands. Just 10 days worth of work, you getting your 6, they getting their 6, and they getting their 6. You only got 6. But look what happens. Eventually, as this continues to go on, you're going to see that you're going to max out at $25,000 per week in the binary. But look what happens. Look what happens. I want you all to see something. In the binary, once you start maxing out, you're making $25,000 a week. The people that you personally enroll, they're going to start making $25,000 a week as well, remember? Because they're doing exactly what you're doing. They're getting 6 people and everybody's getting 6. Why do you have to have 6? I'll show you in a moment. But remember, you're getting 25% of this $25,000 that they maxed out on. $6,250 times 6 is $37,500. The people on your second level, remember, you're getting 20% of there's 36 people there. 5,000 is the number. 20% times 25,000 is $5,000. There's 36 people. You're talking about 180,000. And then the same thing on the third level, you're getting 20% of 200 to 16 people. That's $1 million. Now, do you see what I mean when we say there's multiple $1 million, multiple millions of dollars per month on the table, you guys? We're really going to do this. And see, even if you succeeded by 50%, meaning half of the people didn't get their 6 or whatever the situation is, you're still looking like at hundreds of thousands of dollars per week. What if you're 10% successful? You're still over 100,000. Nobody gonna fail this thing by 90%. So, but all we have to do is decide we're gonna do it. Now, let me go back. I want to show you something. You see what, this is why I was telling you why you want 6. See, remember, back up. Oh gosh, I gotta find the right slide. Remember, I told you this graduating chart reflects the maximum you can make at each level. If you're a director, you can only make $2,500 a week in the binary. That's still $10,000 a month. And the senior director, you can earn $3,500 a week. As executive, 30. You see what I'm saying? So this is why we've got to get you. But the senior director level, that's the highest, not the highest level, but if you can get you 3 people on your left and 3 people on your right, that's 6. That's all you need. After this position right here, all it is volume getting you to the top position in the company. How do I know that? Because I'm at the top position of the company. You only have to have 6, you guys. And so what we're trying to do is help you get those 6 in place. And this is the money. Everybody's trying to get to director. What does it take to get to director? You got to have 6 people. You got to have 6 people, and 2 of them, one on your left and one on your right, got to go get 4. We talking about 25,000. We talking about $25, y'all. $25 to position yourself. So what you're going to do is you're going to print. We're going to send you this information. You want to print this page out just so you can have a visual. This is you. And the 6 people that you get within the next 3 days for $25, you're going to write their names. It's going to be in this. It's going to be in the computer as well. But this is just so you can see it. Now, let's say that person's name is Cindy. This first person, Cindy, going to go get her 6, and she's going to have a printed sheet just like you. So she's going to send you her sheet, and then you're going to write those 6 people's names down that she brought in. And the same thing with Bob, Andy, Linda, whoever it is. This is a tool for to use. Now, remember, I also told you that you're going to win this trip. Let me give you an example what happens when you get your 6, that's minimum making you a manager. If those 6 go get 6, you're literally at director. If those 6 get their 6, you're a senior director. Really, in this scenario, you're going to be executive director because you got over 77,000 points. So I'm going to slow down because I know I'm talking fast, but I don't want to keep y'all too long. But I want you to get this right here. Look what happens when you get involved. Remember, I told you when this is personally rank up to earn points. When you hit manager, 4 people, you get 10 points. When you get a total of 6, we're not stopping at 4. When you get your 6 and 2 of those 6 go ahead and get 4, you're director. So that lets you know that in the next 10 days, you're going to automatically be director. That's 25 points. But remember, I told you we're going to executive director. If you could just go those 3 levels down, and the reason you're going to have 300 points per person is because they cannot be a manager without 300 points. So 10 plus 15, that's 25, plus 20 is 45, plus 30 is 75. That's 75 points just you ranking up, okay? Now, you also get a point or 2 depending on what your rank is over only 5 weeks left in this whole contest. February 23rd is the last day. But look at this, y'all. See if I can make this clear for y'all to see. So let's say somebody that you personally enrolled. Remember, you had 6 people. What if, you remember, they all going to hit director. So they're going to come in and they get, this is what we're going to do. It's very important that we do the same thing. This is why you want to print out that form, the application form. So the person enroll you, when the 31st of January comes along, they're going to put you in the system as a core. That's the $300 position. That's going to give you 2. I mean, if this were you and you were putting somebody in, you would get 2 points for that. Plus, they got to be a manager, so they got to have the advanced. So you're going to upgrade them to the advanced. Now you got 6 points on the very same person that we just started with. The next thing you're going to get points on, they're going to hit manager as soon as they get 4. So 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 5 is 11. And then director is they definitely gonna be a director. That's 7 more points. That's 18 points on one person. But remember, you got six people. Remember what's 18 points times 6, y'all? That's, I think it's 108. 18 points times 6 is 108. But I think we had what, 70, let's see, executive 56, I think 75 points. That is 183 points because you got to executive director and you got 6 people to get to director. Okay. Do you know how many points it takes for you to get round trip? Let me pull this up. Let me see if this is on I don't know if I'm on the right slide or not. Do you know how many points it takes to go to Puerto Vallarta, which is where, let me stop this one. Not Puerto Vallarta, Punta Mita. Punta Mita is where we're going. Do you know what Punta Mita is? Punta Mita is where the, where is my Punta Mita slide? I thought I had it. This might be it. Is this it? No, that's not it. Gosh, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna pull it because you got Punta Mita is where the celebrities like to hang out. You fly into Puerto Vallarta and let me do something real quick because y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this. But the celebrities like to hang out. I just showed you how to go executive, how to get some still I need to close that one. I got to get to my desktop. Punta Mita. Where is Punta Mita? There we go. No, it's not. Y'all, this place is beautiful. You basically saying you going free. Let me pull this thing up. There's nobody that's on this call that should not be able to make this trip. This is your suite. This, well, I don't know if you're gonna get this big of a suite, but that's the quality of the furniture. This is one of the little areas where you're gonna relax. Look how beautiful this place is, you guys.
We can't see it.
Look at the, oh, you can't see it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let me come out of this. So I got to start share again. Thank you, Jewel. Share. Okay, so let me start over. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what your suite gonna look like. Okay, or whatever room you get. Look at this. Look how beautiful this resort is. This is Secrets. And if you go to secretsresorts.com and look at the I think BAHA, Bahia, Mita, this is what the resort looks like. We need to be hanging out there together. This is a bar where you sit down at the bar and drink in the water. That they have entertainment, people dancing with fire. This is what the resort looks like, y'all. We can do this. Let's just look, $25, that's nothing. Okay. And when you upgrade to the $535, ultimately to the $535, guess what's going to happen? Ultimately, you're going to, they're going to take the $25 away, but you're getting ready to get paid right immediately. The money will show up in your account. I mean, not in your account, but in your back office immediately. So you're getting paid, you guys. But the thing is, if you don't upgrade, remember, there's all these, some 100, 200 and some people falling under you in this scenario. If you do not upgrade to the core nor the advanced, you're not going to get paid on that. And everybody else going to be putting them, upgrading themselves, and you just missed out because every Sunday midnight, this is a Friday, I'm talking about January 31st, that Sunday, the 2nd, they're going to flush all the points. The week ends every Sunday night at midnight. You gotta place that order, but it's crazy not to do it because I'm sharing with you, if you do exactly this, not only will you make some thousands of dollars plus the matching bonuses, plus you're going to get a trip for 2 to Punta Mita. I mean, and the reason you can do it because you're going to see all these people falling under you in the binary. You're not about to let that money flush. So with that, listen, this call, if anybody would like to share I'm going to stop this recording. But